I love to travel and I've had the good fortune of visiting many different countries, but the one place that I still think about often is Japan. I got to live there for 2 years. I taught English from 1998 to 2000, and to this day, I still have fond memories that keep coming up because I met my wife in Japan, and so we continue to talk about it 27 years later, and we reminisce and talk about the people, the food, the places, and it was just such an amazing time. And maybe it has to do with the fact that we were in our 20s at that time, but I think it really is a special place to visit. Now, we lived in a city called Shizuoka near Mount Fuji, Shizuoka City, which is about 300 kilometers, I think, west of Tokyo. So by the bullet train, by the Shinkansen, you can go from Shizuoka City to Tokyo in about 1 hour. And then if you go west, you can get to places like Kyoto and Hiroshima in relatively a short amount of time, considering the distance traveled. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, but you can always Google it. Anyway, great place to visit. There's so many things to do. The country as a whole is super clean. The people are wonderful. They're very friendly and accommodating and want to help you, especially as a foreigner, because there typically is an assumption that you can't speak the language or read the language, which generally is true, but people want to help. And the food is amazing and relatively cheap, I think, even to this day. I was reading about it. Prices for food in Tokyo haven't really increased a great deal over the years. I mean, I think accommodations can be expensive, but that's true anywhere. There are cheap options if you look for them. But I just think Japan is such an interesting place to visit because there's this marriage between the old and the new, the modern sort of futuristic, technology-driven parts of the country, like Tokyo, for example. There's a place called Akihabara, which has skyscrapers with multiple levels of different electronics that you can go through. Like, it's so interesting to see that. And then within a relatively short distance, you can find, castles and shrines and parks. It's really quite a mix of old and new, and it's something to see. And as you travel throughout the country, the history, like at a place like Hiroshima, the A-bomb museum, the Peace Memorial Museum, it is unbelievable and something that I think if you get the chance, you should definitely check it out. I'd be curious to know, if you're watching this, have you been to Japan? If so, where did you visit? Did you live there? What was your experience like? Or, what's your favorite place? Where have you visited? Where have you traveled to? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much.